Today we'll start practicing writing algebraic expressions, going from English to math. In this lesson, we will look at addition and subtraction. So let's get started. Below are some keywords that can often be translated into addition or subtraction. The word sum, well, that can be used as both a verb, meaning to add things up, and the result of adding things up, which is a noun. The same holds true for difference and subtraction. But there are other words you're going to see. Words like add and added to, in addition to, and plus can be used to indicate addition, much like subtract, subtracted from, or minus can indicate subtraction. There are also pairs of words like more and more than for addition, and their counterpart less, less than, or fewer for subtraction. Increased for addition, decreased for subtraction. We can give something to someone. We can also take or take it away for subtraction. To go up or ascend often implies addition, whereas going down or descending implies subtraction. And then some words like combined and together and joined may also mean addition in mathematics. And remove, deduct, and remaining can mean subtraction. This is not a complete list. There are a lot of other words in English that can mean addition or subtraction. So let's practice writing algebraic expressions. For the first problem, we have the sum of 5x and y. So we're going to add these three terms together. So we have 5 plus x plus y. And that is an algebraic expression for the sum of 5x and y. For the second problem, we have 8 more than y. So we have y plus 8. 8 more than y. The third problem, we have x increased by 25. So we start at x, and then we increase it, or we add 25 to it. And finally, 16 greater than, so greater than y. Well, we have y, and then we increase it, or add 16 to it. Now let's look at subtraction. So in this first problem, we have 30 less than x. So we have x, and we have 30 less than it. So we're going to subtract 30. We're going to take 30 from x. Now I'm going to skip down to the one below it. So this one's 30 less x. We do not have the then in there. And this is 30 minus x. So this then makes a difference. When we have 30 less than x, that means we're starting with x and we're taking away 30 from it. So we get x minus 30. In this case, where we do not have the then, where we just have 30 less x, without that then, this is the same as writing 30 minus x. Moving over to the right, we have y decreased by 25. So that's y, and we're going to decrease it, or subtract 25 from it. And finally, 16 fewer than y. Well, we start with y, and we subtract 16 from it. Let's look at some application problems. or story problems. A piece of lumber that is 15 centimeters in length is glued end to end to another piece of lumber that is X centimeters in length. What is the length of the lumber combined? So let's start with a picture. Oftentimes, drawing a picture can help us determine what operations we will use. So we have one piece of lumber, and this piece of lumber is 15 centimeters long. And then we're going to glue a second piece of lumber onto the end. And this second piece of lumber is X centimeters long. So what is the length of the lumber combined? We do have the word combine, but if we want this total length here, it would be 15 centimeters plus X. That's the length of both of these pieces of lumber combined. So the answer is X plus 15. It's customary to put the variable first, but 15 plus X is also correct. And our units in this case are centimeters. So we have a rope of length 8 inches, and it is cut from a rope of length X inches. What is the length of the remaining piece of rope? So we have one large piece of rope, this whole piece of rope here, and it's X inches long. And we're going to cut a piece of rope from it that is 8 inches long. So this piece is 8 inches. What is the length of the remaining piece of rope? So they're asking, what is the length of this piece right here? That is our unknown at this time. Well, the full length is X. And we're removing 8 inches from it. So that unknown portion is X minus 8. We can say that it's X minus 8 inches. In this third problem, David is X years old. His brother Mark is 5 years older than David, and his sister Sally is 3 years younger than David. Write an algebraic expression for Mark's age and another for Sally's age, and we're going to write each of these in terms of X. So David is X, and we're going to write Mark and Sally's age in terms of David's age, and David's age again is X. So when we look at Mark, and Mark is 5 years older than. So older is bigger in age, a bigger number. So we're going to add 5 years to David's age. So we get X plus 5 for Mark. And then with Sally, Sally is 3 years younger. So if you're younger, you have a smaller age. So we're going to subtract 3 years from David's age to get Sally's age. So David is X. Mark, who is 5 years older, is X plus 5. And Sally, who is 3 years younger, is X minus 3. A great way to learn is to practice on your own. We will discuss in a bit, but go ahead and pause your screen and do these 6 problems. For number 1, we had X less than 15. So we're going to start with 15, and we're going to subtract X from it. And we end up with 15 minus X. Very similar to the first one, we have 16 fewer than Y. So we start with that Y, and then we subtract 16 from it. For the third problem, Z more than 6. Again, similar to subtraction, we're going to start with the 6, and then we add Z to it. so we get 6 plus z. But it's customary to start with the variable, and since order does not matter in addition, z plus 6 would be a better answer. But again, both of these are correct. They mean the same thing. For the fourth one, we have x increased by 11. So we start with x, and then we increase it by 11. That gives us x plus 11. For the fifth problem, we have y less 6. Again, we're missing that then. When we have something like y less 6, read it as y minus 6, and that's exactly how we'll write it, y minus 6. And finally, the sum of a, b, and c. We're going to add those three together, ending up with a plus b plus c. Continue practicing writing algebraic expressions, and I'll see you in the next video.